They were just playing the Harvest City one and not the Harvest City one, the Valley Fortress one. What a little bit of a mistake. But anyway, a quick look at the plenty of well, plenty of golden troops. We got at least well, only two Metallicors and two Nathvan guards coming out from HypaHypa. HypaHypa going with a 6 muskets, 4 short swords at the very least. We're looking at 6 short swords coming out from Game and 4 muskets. I thought Game would run a couple more muskets mainly because they're on the defensive. Range classes do have a massive advantage on the defense, well, around the wall anyway. Just take a quick look again. Plenty of Asars. Well, I say plenty, but there's only about 5. That's still plenty. 100 humans in Spade, though, coming out from Game. No 100 humans from HypaHypa, so I guess they don't use them that often. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 600 humans, 4 winged Asars coming out from Game. So the one with more cavalry will definitely be having the advantage on the ground battle. Their speed and power is unmatched in, well, I say unmatched. There are ways to deal with them, but not going to be easy to deal with them. Very standard approach so far. We got all siege towers getting pushed. Now I take that back. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we have 4 people on the left here. Javelin sergeants over here. Does look like they're waiting. A little bit of a bombardment here on the left. They do finally take out that cannon. Down goes the left-hand siege tower. Plenty of mortars here. 6 have been deployed here on the left-hand side. A couple, 3 of them being deployed on the right-hand side. HypaHypa do seem to have been taking notes from the NetEase team at the very least. Get these mortars up. Morning. Shooting directly down on those stairs. Gonna be a pain in the ass. Do you think these mortars are not close enough? Just a titch. Just need a little bit more practice on positioning. Or they're aiming for something. Well, if they were too close, I guess the musket would just blow them up. We've got this one musket trying to work on the mortars right now. Doesn't seem to be very effective, though. So all the siege... Oh, middle siege tower did get up at some time. Not watching very carefully, am I? Left and the right siege tower did looks to have gone down. They're getting pushed again. We've got the battering ram also being pushed. But we are heading towards the 9-minute mark. Roughly around the 8-minute mark is where you can normally tell whether or not the attack is going well. But they already have one of the siege towers up, so they have an avenue up onto the A tower that is fairly easy. Does look like they are threatened off. Or at least they're not intending to go up the middle siege tower just yet. Massive shift towards this left-hand siege tower. It does look like they just want to use this left-hand siege tower. Normally the left-hand or the right-hand siege towers are good to go up. So it'll be a so it'll be a split push right now. We've got some guys on the middle siege tower. Around about 4 guys ready. About 7 guys ready to go here on the left-hand siege tower. We got 4 Brushers here in the front, in the lead. 2 sets of Imperial Pikes ready to go. What is this? Another switcheroo. HypaHypa probably deciding to go through the middle gate instead. There goes the right-hand siege tower. Oof. Game does spot it. Game is heading towards them to cut them off at the main gate. But the guys at the A point have already moved up. You don't need to keep moving in. You've secured the A point. They're here to crush you. They sacrifice a Palace Guard. Palace Guard have been pushed in. Metallitor's in the back. Looks like the guys from the A point are moving down. Nice, catching a lot. Catching those tertials and some Nancans in the back. The guy at front gate doing very well for themselves, only sacrificing a Palace Guard. Now the this left hand side getting crushed. Right hand side pulled off at some point, or just died. A point now getting captured for HypaHypa, doing very well for themselves. The primary defense is crumbling, but they still have access to that supply point. So both teams having over 1,200 units to burn through. So we could see a long battle here if they continuously go for this supply point. HypaHypa's gonna have to do this in a single push, or they might do another switcheroo, but doesn't look like it. We got Metallitor's shooting directly at these Shield Maidens. They will take massive damage. Little support coming out for these Shield Maidens. We got plenty of guys respawning, in fact. We're now heading towards 100 units deficit for the defenders. These Palace Guards doing their best to survive. Here comes some Winged Hussars. Doesn't look like anything's braced. I take that back. We've got 4 Brushers here in the front catching most of them, and the rest of them getting stopped by the heroes. Nicely done. But right now, I think a lot of the ranged units on the backside are getting caught. One by one, they are going down. The Metallitors are about to go down. Oh, most of the tertials dodge, but here comes a wave of cavalry. The wave of cavalry just absolutely decimating everything that is around here. I thought there was something around the corner, and around the corner, it was definitely cavalry. This Loyal Guards will do its best to catch some more kills. It's doing okay, but it's going to be overrun fairly shortly. And there it goes. Loyal Guards. It was a good push from HypaHypa, but I guess that was to be expected since very little defense from Game, but Game coming in with a huge cavalry flank. 100 humans are going to be annoying to deal with. HypaHypa needs to regain their strength. Quite a few of them have died. Respawns should be back up. It's respawning in fast, in fact. I think it only takes about 30 seconds for the first respawn. We got Shield Maidens here in the lead. Oh, I say not Shield Maidens. Pike Militia here now. Wow. Shield Maidens at the front gate at the very least. Dungeon Humans are still in play. Does look like they're going to do another flank. No point in building artillery when there's nothing to shoot at. The thing you're fearing is not going to. The thing you're fearing is not a frontal confrontation. It's cavalry charges from the back. In this situation, you really just gotta force the cavalry to come to you. So crush all of the shield walls, crush all of the infantry, because they will be easy to deal with. It's just the cavalry that's going to come. They try to treb the Tundras just then. Tundras do dodge, but we've got a couple of mortars shooting towards the supply point. Again, mortars are not going to be able to kill anything, but definitely move them around, scare them off at points that you don't want. I was very surprised that these Imperial Pikes are just deciding to be the primary target. It does look like we got a contingent here on the left-hand side, just poking their heads around. Very unfortunate for when those Nafan guards shoot at the heroes. Nafan guards really have limited ammo. They HypaHypa heading towards the 6-minute mark here. 6 minutes 30. Not going to be long before they start needing to make a push towards the base point. Tundra humans coming in through the center here. They might go for the left-hand side, but they're completely surrounded by the looks of it from the defenders. But the right-hand side will be slow if they push in from the left-hand side. Yes, they are. We got Winged Hussars. Winged Hussars. Damn. Unfortunately, those Winged Hussars getting wiped off by Tundra humans. Tundra humans are going to try to catch those Winged Hussars. Tundra humans should be slightly faster than Winged Hussars, but does look like this left-hand side is starting to get capped. Unfortunately, Winged Hussars are not very good in melee combat, even though they have the melee trait. Does look like a split push. The cavalry have been distracted with a push on the left-hand side. They're sacrificing their Tundra humans. I mean, they're sacrificing their Winged Hussars, while the main infantry line are heading towards the right-hand side. This is a big sacrifice for Seiryu. Seiryu losing all of his, a couple of them still surviving, but the right-hand side has been secured. Defenders is on on the back foot only slightly, not being able to deal with the cavalry as well as they should. Down goes that short sword. Down goes Demigod. Catching a kill on there. That was on the right-hand side. Only two guys here defending the point. Can they? Oof. Both teams are going to respond towards the base point. Here comes some Tundra humans here to cut them off. Unfortunately, we have the Forteracios just catching that charge. Nicely done. Do get knocked down though. Tundra humans are going to take another big flank. Bottle back up. You need to get around that corner. A charge. Was a charge performed? No, it does not look like a charge was performed. But line formation after line formation need to deal with those Tundra humans. Tundra humans probably the most deadliest thing. In goes Bunny from Games. Side charge from Palace Guards, but we got Loyal Guards creeping up. That Loyal Guard is definitely being a pain in the ass. You need to just charge in, man. Your infantry is falling. Don't push up your Forte if you still haven't dealt with that Loyal Guard. That Loyal Guard pushed up again. Here comes a charge from the Winged Hussars. Nice charge. Getting stopped by Imperial Pike. But you pushed off the entire infantry line for now. They're just throwing units into your pike heads. Reinforce the line. Now just got to finish off those heroes. It's going to be a close finish, I think. Game desperately trying to push back in. I think the front line has taken massive amounts of damage, but this Fort Russia getting flanked by Pike Militia gonna shortly go down, and it does. Game not being able to get onto the point means that HypaHypa takes the first attack. Congratulations, HypaHypa, you have won the first point. It was well done indeed. Game not being able to definitely handle the split push as well as they should, making use of the gaps in their defense. HypaHypa is doing very well for themselves, especially in the distraction category. I like to see strategy in play. HypaHypa definitely got strategy up there, sending the defenders through a loop. Sacrifice of the winged hussars and the switch from the left-hand siege tower to the middle both times ended up in massive losses for the defenders. The defenders not committing as much as they should have. Definitely can't hardpoint with infantry, but that Tundra human sally out did work out extremely well for them, wiping out the um, primary push towards that supply point. But it was to be expected. Access to a lot of Tundra humans. Do feel like they should have switched out to their infantry once those Tundra humans have been engaged. Now we're just gonna wait for the next battle, and it will be Valley Fortress. Game attacking on Valley Fortress is an interesting pick. I do believe that the C point will be most difficult, but let's see if they have a strategy for it. Normally relying on brute force. Well, looks like we're heading towards the next battle. Valley Fortress. Game attacking Valley Fortress will be either very interesting at sea or very boring at sea. Game not running there. Lots of Tundra humans, so strange. No, not too strange. But some winged hussars, definitely using the winged hussars. 6 winged hussars coming out. 5 coming out for HypaHypa. HypaHypa going with some Tundra humans as well. Just 1. Lots of Fortebrachos, so both sides going with a lot of Fortebrachos. Definitely nice, definitely a common unit to see. Some Imperial Pikes on both sides. You got some lots of Loyal Guards coming out for HypaHypa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 4. Just 4. We got quite a few Palace Guards as well. Doesn't look like the weapon has changed. Doesn't look like we've got the... Ooh, wait. Someone just changed to a glaive. Zaishin changing to a glaive. Used to be a short sword just a second ago. We got 5 muskets still coming out for HypaHypa. And we're down from the 4 muskets out from game. This is the second battle with HypaHypa winning. The first game is on 0. They will need to win this attack to send it to a tiebreaker. Otherwise, if HypaHypa holds the defense, HypaHypa will win and move up in the winners bracket. Game coming out with a natural 300 unit advantage. Does that mean they have more trash units? I think it does. I see a lot more gray coming out for game than HypaHypa. But right now, the number of units they need to chew through are quite a few. We won't hit that critical point until much later. HypaHypa will have less of a critical point and more of a complete drop. They'll have high tier units throughout the entire match. I think only a couple of tier 2s sprinkled in. When I say high tier units, it's normally stuff that is tier 4. Tier 3 is not exactly high, but it's not exactly low either. Normally sufficient enough to deal with most other units. Well, at least compete with most other units. Really need to absolutely capitalize on your advantage. Left-hand siege tower does go down. Right-hand siege tower did go down. Surprisingly enough, they suppressed the they have suppressed game to only 1 siege tower, and this is the left siege tower. I mean, the middle siege tower is normally the one you would want to go up. It's far away enough from the Metallitors, so you're not at risk at getting shot. I mean, Arvak is already there with the Metallitors in the back, shooting with a Culverin. Wondering if he's just shooting the siege towers, or are they taking out the Trebs? Taking out the Trebs has been a strategy that's been deployed before. Trebs still have the same amount of health. Takes them a while to go down, though. A couple of the heroes do climb up, but I don't think that's going well for them. Scooby-Doo, where are you? He's off the wall right now, and he's dead. He died. It's Scooby-Dee. Sorry, not Scooby-Dee. I mean, not Scooby-Doo. Some Metallitor fire coming in at the A point. If they angled that just a bit more, they could get massive hits. Suppression fire. Otherwise, you could just bring the Metallitors up. I'd just bring the Metallitors up. You've got a team, your team can protect them, and bring up the Metallitors, and you'll massacre all of the units. Couple of javelins being thrown. Don't think the javelins are going to be effective here, because they're going to hit nothing. Like all ranged units, you need both time and that Treb was danger close. Where is it hitting? A point getting captured fairly easily. Still a forward defense from HypaHypa. Let's see how well they're going to suppress. Another javelin toss, but it hits nothing. Well, I mean, it probably hit something, but I think it hit only shields. Metallitor's shooting too high, in fact. Be very unwise to go down. Grape shot being deployed. Good strategy. You got access to artillery. Better use that artillery. Grape shots cannot be blocked by shields, so it's an excellent, excellent siege weapon to have access to, and it's not as bulky as a cannon. But they switch over to the other side, only getting stopped by palace guards. Front gate not broken through just yet. Imperial Pike walk getting getting suppressed right now on this left-hand side stairs. That Metallitor doing work on, well, I'm gonna just say the left hand. Palace guards just walking straight in. What are you doing? Fight! Formation of loyal guards and Fortibratio going to be a bit difficult to deal with, but they got plenty of Fortibratios of their own. But the Palace guards did go down. Heading towards the B point now at the intense fight on two fronts right now. But does look like a game has broken through the defense. HypaHypa losing quite a few. We got, oh, actually not. Both teams losing quite an even amount. I mean, I'm talking about a 300 unit advantage by default, so only around about a 30 unit pickup. Some more pickups from this mall here, catching some Port of Russia as they retreat up towards the sea point. Massive retreat towards the sea point. A forward defense is always difficult. Can't really pull it off very well. But buying time does mean that less of a less time for game. Mortaring has begun. Metallitor is just shooting directly down towards the, well, just directly down the stairs. It's not a bad move. Keep suppressing that stairs. No one would want to walk through that stairs when you're just getting shot at by Metallitors. Loyal Guard does get scared off. Mortars coming in like crazy. Another mortar on here from Scooby Low. Shooting towards that base point. I mean, supply point. Treb hitting the tents here. I'm not sure exactly what they're hitting. Does look like they sent one of the berserkers flying. I think one of the berserkers actually went down. Surprising. Those buggers are normally tanky little buggers. HypaHypa just needs to survive the mortaring for a little bit. An interesting tactic that I've seen here on Valley Fortress is actually to use range units, mostly Namcans, to shoot towards the sea point and throw up your toughest guys along with a couple of surf units. Throw the surf units up those ladders. We got one ranged unit, but it doesn't look like Namcans shooting towards these heroes. Does back off as that shortbow must be annoying them. A substantial force has gathered up here on this outside stairs. Quite a few winged hussars. Does look like they want to just blow right through the defenders. I don't think that's going to work out very well. But here comes the primary attack. They got 7 minutes 30 to go. Loyal Guards, Shield Maidens block off the, let's say, north side stairs. Otherwise, the westward stairs is still open. Metallitor's fire has begun. Imperial Pike March comes in along with a Winged Assault Charge. Absolutely busting right through. Game doing very well on the attack right now. Counter Winged Assault Charge. Why are you sitting in the back? Absolutely decimating it here. Here comes a Winged Assault Charge from the side. Actually getting stopped by something else. A Forte deployed just in time. Otherwise, they're slaughtering their way right to that supply point. Nice. Nicely done. HypaHypa is not looking good right now. We've already got a couple of guys heading towards the base point. I think the cavalry are moving towards that west side stairs. Fighting has on the backside is problematic with those berserkers at the front just chewing up whatever was remaining on the backside. Another Treb. They're just going to try to Treb to gain the advantage here, but the defenders have lost out huge numbers. We're heading towards a 500 unit deficit, 450 if I was to be a little bit more accurate. C point is being captured. They'll need to push out whatever is inside. I do think they caught the Tundra humans, and the Palace Guards that are already inside at the base point are probably fighting right now. HypaHypa not doing very well on the defense here. Cavalry just streaming through. That's why normally you have a Forte on the stairs. And even then, an Imperial Pike March would still probably mess it up, but you never normally get an Imperial Pike that close. Palace Guards in the back trying to charge. Countercharge. They hold position. They're holding back quite a few, in fact, but they will go down in quick order. But they're still very tanky. Sending in the cavalry. Winged Hussars do back off, waiting for their next charge. Game might be a little bit hasty with their first attack here. But they have plenty of units to chew through. Getting shot by Metallitors. I try to treb that Metallitor. It's actually in a trebable spot. There it goes. I think Tundra humans are coming in from the backside, and it's going to take out the Metallitors. This short sword doing its best to stall for time, but doesn't look like he's getting any assistance. Nicely done from HypaHypa, taking out the Metallitors, and the front line just breaks down. Shield units doing well for themselves, but Winged Hussars comes in and smashes the line to pieces. But the Palace Guards did not die. Palace Guards are still alive. Everything else is dead. One by one, they will fall. They're holding position. Metallitors shooting towards the pile of units that are just streaming through. Mostly Alp Halberdiers and a couple of Loyal Guards. Here comes an Expedition Night Charge. Expedition Night Guard just get cancelled out by a Winged Hussar. But they now healing. They're still going to be a bit difficult to deal with. They're holding the tide back, but some Pike Militia come in through the side here. We got 13 heroes still for HypaHypa, but HypaHypa is running out of units. HypaHypa's disadvantage is becoming very apparent. Some Berserkers chew up the Pike Militia, but no one's on the base point. This Short Sword trying to get onto the base point. Demigod doing his best to survive, gets tossed off. Here's some Rattan Swordsman just running straight through. Charge in and fight. Nicely done. Berserkers are in their element. This is a crazy mess. Keep sending in units though, otherwise they're going to get overwhelmed very shortly. One by one, HypaHypa heroes are dying. Down to 8 heroes. No one's on the base point now. No units left, I believe. 130 units to go. But the attack does get taken. Both teams winning their attacks. We're going to send it to a field battle. Nicely done, game. getting that supply point was easy picking. Does look like the lack in defense for HypaHypa not being able to deal with the Winged Star charges. And the sheer mass and volume coming out from the base attack did not allow HypaHypa to rest once the attack begun. Good strategy. You have the units, you can win. Good morning, Almas. You're here to watch the final battle between Game versus HypaHypa. HypaHypa should be the reigning champion from last season. Both winning their attack. Who's playing today? We've got Game versus HypaHypa, and later on we do have... Just let me bring it up in a second. Oh, damn it. Later on we should have Haka versus Regius? No, Haka versus Renegade. No, TripleA versus Renegade. Sorry, my bad. Haka didn't win. So we have HypaHypa versus Game right now, and then we'll have AAA versus Renegade later. But we'll head in. Well, right now we're waiting for the last battle between HypaHypa versus Game. So this will be the deciding match. Both sides winning their attacks. HypaHypa winning the attack at. This is the South America. This is South America division. HypaHypa won their attack on Harbor City, and just now, Game won their attack on Valley Fortress. I'm impressed that Game took the attack on Valley Fortress. Very interested to see every time someone fights on Valley Fortress. It has been quite a common pick on the South America side, but this is probably the first time we've seen the attack be successful. Beautiful girls all around the world. I wonder if Game's going to knock HypaHypa out. They're not even going to make it to defend their titles. Yeah, because they're champions from the last season. You had HypaHypa try easy, death something. Um, I don't think you see the other teams from last season. So HypaHypa's the only returning team, I think. Oh no, I take that back. I've seen Renegade before. So just quickly thinking, the teams that I've seen before, I've seen Renegade before. I haven't seen most of the other teams. I think we've got a lot of new faces this season, so I think people don't know who to root for besides just the champion or those that are returning. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go toilet. Looks like I'm back just in time. Going with a lot of double cav setup. HypaHypa choosing to go with the double golden cav. Quite a few of them. Northernlands Cavalry and Wingstars. We got some. Wow, why Northernlands Cavalry? Again, the Northernlands Cavalry pick is always strange because their capacity is super low, so they will struggle in a mess. Lots of Tundra Humans for game, so I do think the Tundra Humans are just going to win out in cost effectiveness. But a couple of infantry being used. I'm HypaHypa Saya? Oh. Only going with the double golden cav. I don't know why you don't bring the surf units. The surf units could be your key. The end all be all. HypaHypa gunning it towards the A and the B point. Does look like C and the B point for game. There's just going to be a mash towards the B point, but HypaHypa gets the B point first. What, do they? Yes, they do. A short engagement here. We got loyal guards at the front doing very well for themselves. Up, shield maidens as well. But the shield maidens do go down once you get... again, it's very difficult to keep cavalry down. I think the Loyal Guards did get pushed through, but didn't get wiped out completely. I think there's only a few left, so it may as well be wiped out. A grape shot already being deployed by Game here, just shooting them. HypaHypa is going to get knocked out early. That's what it looks like right now. Them losing massively, right? 100 humans just cleaning up one pile after another. Monastic Knights in the back for HypaHypa Demigod, but actually it looks like the Northernlands Cavalry won that exchange as more game barrel towards the B point. HypaHypa losing out massive numbers of units. Morning, Azura. I know, right? If you got space, chuck them in. HypaHypa, what are you doing, man? You're the reigning champion. You're the defending champion, sorry. On a field battle, does look like to be their massive weakness. We just watched them lose a massive exchange here, and this is pretty massive exchange. I think HypaHypa needs to slow down the tempo, bring it down to an all or nothing push, because they definitely have quality of units. The only problem is they don't have quantity of units. I think the decision to capture the B point first was a mistake. Now they're just guarding the base point, trying to catch the guy on the seaside. Looks like there's a small scuffle on the A side heading towards the enemy base point. Game's base just finally closed up, meaning that no cap points can be captured. Like so, cap point. Wow. Whew. Northernlands cavalry coming out from both sides. Looks like another battle has kicked off, but Winged Hussar's getting caught by just... Whoa, there is a Pavis in the middle of those Pike Militia. I thought the Pike Militia was the ones that caught it. Another charge from behind. But another terrible exchange coming out for HypaHypa. HypaHypa barely winning out right now, getting shot by grape shots. That front line is going to fall very shortly as it continuously gets shot here. They need to take out those grape shots. HypaHypa, go in. The exchange coming out massively ahead for Game, but does look like no reinforcements for Game, so HypaHypa might take the B point here. Lots of short swords though, they're outnumbered in heroes. HypaHypa catching quite a few heroes, in fact. But here comes the cavalry reinforcements coming up from Game. Evacuate the area. HypaHypa probably dragged a couple of kills back, but I'm not sure how well you're doing. You're still on the back foot. You got a 250 unit deficit. Aim for the high tier units. You want to take them out early. The more you can gain an advantage, the better it is going to be. You can't lose your monastic knights to just village watchmen. No point staying on the B point if you're not even going to cap it. Just evacuate the area and reform your lines. You're going to get grape shot. He does escape, very surprisingly. Or did he go down? Am I not watching? I am watching the battle and I'm not watching it. Down goes Ezio. Grape shot to the face. They just need to take those out. But they're sending in most of their trash unit. Palace Guards being deployed. Palace Guard's going to eat a charge from Alp Halberdiers. Oh no. Is this going to be a triple cap? Does look like they spot it. Demigod's going to be the first one to respond. Get up there towards the A point. If it's a triple cap, that will guarantee the victory for game. 5 minutes to go. Game stops the cap. Realizes he does not have it. Demigod, be very careful. Wait, those are just farmers. Kill the farmers. The battle here is slow. That grape shot in the back has been very annoying for HypaHypa. I think HypaHypa is experiencing a couple of permadeath. That Fort Braccio here on the seaside is slowly creeping up with some Pike militia. B point getting secured yet again. We're heading towards 300 units deficit. Winged Hussars coming in the back. Take out that grape shot at the very least. No, they decide to use it instead. Nicely done. The Winged Hussars get in, get out. I like that mentality. Preserve your high tier units as best you can. We got some Pike Militia versus some Imperial Pikemen. Those Imperial Pikemen better have their advance ready. Otherwise, they're going to get hit by Tundra humans in a second. Here they come from the backhand side. They do have the walk. Good job catching half of the unit. But here comes some Alp Halberdiers. It's going to be a bit of a struggle for the Imperial Pikemen to survive. Winged Hussars coming in from the front side as well. Mostly missing, in fact, but a couple of them do catch the side of it. This is not looking good. Every exchange does look to be bad. We're going down towards the critical point. This is where I say that heroes are running without units. The worst thing that can happen is dying without using your units. But the second worst thing to happen is not having any units. Need to get those Winged Hussars out. Keep them alive as best you can. And while taking out the enemy Winged Hussars, do not pull off! You might get charged. Unfortunately, HypaHypa losing out on the hero front. 8 heroes dead. 400 units against the 612 heroes. Game is looking pretty strong in this field battle. HypaHypa, the defending champion, looks to be knocked out here. I don't believe they're going to emergency reaction towards the A point. Does look like that guy just wants to keep HypaHypa on their toes. Oh, this must be an awful feeling right now. The deployment of the grape shots worked out massively for game. Game's all over it. Game's all over the B point. We got some halberdiers coming out, some pike militia, some remaining Fort Braccio. HypaHypa has got an all or nothing this B point. The question is what kind of units that game have. There's only 8 coming out from HypaHypa. I do believe 7 of permadeath. Less than 2 minutes to go now, and we've already kicked off the battle. Severely outnumbered, and I don't think HypaHypa is going to be able to win, but the Northernlands Cavalry just wipe one of the heroes off the map, but one of the heroes do exchange kills. HypaHypa is actually exchanging kills 2-1 right now. The units are their downfall. No units left. Nothing to deal with the Fort Braccio. Nothing to deal with the Pike Militia. Nothing to deal with the Winged Hussars. Take that back. There's no Fort Braccio in the mix. Alp Halberdiers, though. Less than a minute and 15 seconds to go. HypaHypa, I'm sorry, but you are the weakest link. HypaHypa's many permadeath 1. 2, 3. I think there was 3 permadeath coming out for HypaHypa. Wait, sorry, HypaHypa's here on the other side. Whoa! Plenty of permadeath coming out, and more definitely are coming. 5 remaining. HypaHypa, the defending champions, getting knocked out in the first battle of the second stage, but they do have a shot at coming back, I believe. No, they don't! Because they're not part of the top 4 teams. They do not have a chance. Unfortunately, HypaHypa, this is where your journey ends. The defending champions for 2 seasons, I believe, have just been knocked out of the SA tournament. That must be very upsetting for people who were thinking that HypaHypa was going to continue on, but game, looks like you got a lot of game. That was bad. Congratulations, games. You move on as top 4 of the SA tournament for the Wolves of Ragnarok season. HypaHypa probably disappointed with their performance. Let's hope they return next season. But we're gonna move on to the next set of battles. We have TripleA versus Renegade. Should have started 9 minutes ago, so we're running a little bit of overtime. So let's just wait for the next set of battles to begin. Nothing I could say about HypaHypa versus Game's performance that I haven't already said, but probably I should just rehash it very quickly. HypaHypa winning out on the Harbor City map, and Game winning out on their attack on Valley Fortress. Coming down to the field battle Game versus HypaHypa. HypaHypa definitely losing out on the troop side. Slowly but surely, Game definitely winning out on major engagements. The Tundra Humans worked out for them very well, and the leftover Pike Militia dealt with whatever trash unit that HypaHypa was bringing, which was actually very little, which is very unfortunate. Oh, strange. Oh, that's because I'm not firing. Do you want me to lower or increase the quality? that one guy that didn't bring his surf should have rolled his surf. He should have changed the outcome. I think it's because Twitch is not processing the video. I don't know why. So the stream quality is at a constant. Sorry if that causes you issues, guys. I'm not sure what I can do about that. Otherwise, selfish self-promotion here. I am Azakai, so do check out my channel. Well, do subscribe, do follow me on my own channel if you do enjoy my commentary. Yeah, that's because sometimes Twitch decides to process the video, sometimes it doesn't. I think every time I think every time when the well, when my bitrate's unstable, they certainly don't like to process the video. I've been around for a long time, and I can answer a lot of your questions for sure, for sure. But do I know everything? I don't know what's happening in the next season. I know a lot of the teasers. Well, I mean, like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but we do have quite a lot of information coming out from people around the community calling it the Tang Dynasty. We got the teasers coming out with the 13 monks, 4 garrisons, the 5 phases, and the 12 weapons. So We also have leaks coming out that it's going to be the long pike. I'm very interested to use the long pike for next season. I think I'll main it for this season. Once I get my hands on it, that is. But I also hope you guys are enjoying the commentary. Right now, this is the South America Conqueror's Blade League. Unfortunately, you guys can't see it. The clean feed didn't switch over, but the map pick ban coming out from the main developer stream is TripleA banning Heilong Fjord and Renegade banning Constantinopolis. TripleA has picked Harbor City to attack, while Renegade are picking any second now. Valley Fortress. Valley Fortress again. Another pick for Valley Fortress. Always interested to see. I do not want to return back to the days where the hero class longbow explosive arrow used to do twice the amount of damage it does now. Because that shit hurts. Ah, we do get to see the pick vans. Thank you, technician. I'll be honest with you. I think the tier 5 longbows should just basically shoot javelins. It should hit as hard as javelins and should cause daze like javelin does. That's what the tier 5 longbow should be in my eyes. They should cause daze and they should cause like 3,000 damage by default. Now, a walking ballista would be too much because a walking ballista means that they can't block the shots. So there would be there would also be skewering people. So that would be weird as an archer because since normally the arcs by themselves comes down. Well, it would be weird for an archer to hit two people at once like crossbows do, since the angle is worse the further you try to shoot archers. But but if it was a walking ballista, it'd just be the Metallators, but a ballista version of the Metallators. I don't know how cancerous that would be, but it sounds pretty cancerous. Just thinking about it. Talking about some leaks, let's check out the Conqueror's Blade Reddit. Let's see if anyone's leaked anything more. How do you wonder if they'll allow archers to destroy walls dash bridges at the start of the season? They already changed that, Almus. Halfway through, because Heilong Fjord had an easily destroyed wall with like literally Heilong Fjord walls were just being destroyed by archers. They changed it so that archers no longer do damage to walls. So if they make it that archers can destroy walls at the start of the season after they've removed the capability to do that, that would be weird. They don't want archers to destroy the wall. Take a quick look at the lineup for AAA. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Tundra humans coming out. Very little Forte. We got one Forte. A lot of Imperial Pikemen. Quick look at Renegade. Renegade going out with those uh, six short swords, 4 muskets, 1 glaive. Always interested to see that 1 glaive. A double longbow. More like 7, almost like nope, 6 coming out for 6 short swords coming out from AAA. We got a lot of loyal guards, quite a few Tundra humans, loyal guard Tundra humans set up. Forte. We got 4 Forte accessible for Renegade. Otherwise, filling out, we got a couple of Imperial Pikes. On Heilong Fjord, there are no natural artillery. So yeah, I mean, the funniest thing is you can still destroy the wall with javelins. You can bring your own artillery. So yeah, there's no natural spawns, so you need to bring a unit that is capable of destroying the walls, and that right now is just javelins or falconettis, or I mean metallators, the cannon guys. So actually, it's quite uncommon to see the walls be broken on Heilong Fjord. Or bring artillery. Bring your own artillery. Yeah. I think a green culverin actually doesn't cut it. It doesn't have enough ammo. I think it's short by 2 shots or something. Which is very unfortunate, mainly because um it was really funny, or it was cool that you could bring down the wall with archers. AAA definitely afraid of a sally out. They've got plenty of pike militia. I mean, Imperial pikemen going on the left-hand side, and the Forte had already headed towards the main gate. Nafan guards as well. They might do a setup to push. Not taking out these natural spawns are going to definitely bite them in the ass. Every time you let the enemy just use these natural spawn artilleries is resources that you don't want them access to. Treb them, destroy, shoot them. Anything. As long as that Hawacha can shoot, definitely those siege towers are going to go down with left and right and the middle side siege tower. First generation siege towers are all dead. It's not going to be. It's going to be a long game for sure. Whether or not AAA has a contingency or they're just going to tank the shots, but they're not doing too well suppressing these siege weapons. I say siege weapons, but it's artillery. Siege weapons are stuff like battering rams, siege towers. Renegade's going to have a probably easy job for themselves. Down goes that Hawacha at the very least. We got some Metallators getting real close trying to shoot out those artilleries. Shooting a bit low right now for that cannon on the left-hand side. Keeping in check, both sides keeping in check the front gate. Renegades already deploying their Forte. 2 sets of Forte here on the main gate. Probably Forte on the other side. Namcans and Tertials. I'm not sure why they keep picking the Namcans though. Namcans are great over time. But you'll definitely need them to continuously fire. The only problem is that in a team game, you never really get the opportunity to fire as long as you want to. And having mass Namcans is never a good idea either. You got some double cannon setup. They definitely don't want them coming through this backside gate. Renegade committing quite a lot of resources to this back gate. Very surprised, in fact. If a siege tower does get up, I think AAA is going to have an easy time fighting up on the wall. But that's a big if. Does look like left side siege tower goes down, right hand siege tower has already gone down, and the middle side siege tower getting shot by Metallators. It will definitely go down. That means we won't see a siege tower up until roughly around about 7 minutes, the earliest, I think. AAA is headed towards the critical point, I believe. This is where, if you don't have access point, you got to start looking for alternatives. You got to choose, because every alternative is going to waste time, and it's going to cost a lot of time, not to mention a lot of resources. Metallators getting trebbed, but only one of them gets hit. Unfortunately, none dies. Trying to aim, trying to predict the place. But this middle siege tower might get up, bringing the Metallators to a forward position in order to just shoot the siege tower. Volley comes in and destroys the siege tower. Down it goes. Left and the right siege tower are making their way. If these get destroyed once more, AAA needs to get up on those, get up on the wall, quick, smart, and fast. They're bringing the Metallators over to the left-hand side. I think they're going to break the siege here. I mean, I think they're going to siege the left-hand side with Metallators, but the double cannon setup might destroy the loyal guards in the before they can push off the enemy. Down goes the main gate. Not a smart move to send in your palace guards. You will be sandwiched from the left and the right hand side stairs. But you got to be looking for other avenues. Sometimes you just got to go through the front gate and go up those stairs. I've done it quite a few times in my ranked battles. It hasn't been so successful lately. Normally, you have to catch the enemy off guard. Left-hand siege tower is going to get suppressed. Right-hand siege tower did go down again. AAA, are you really going to spend the entire match without a fight here? You're heading towards 6 minutes now. We're almost at 6 minutes 30. They've now begun a battle here on the left side. But the Metallators are not in position, not in the right position. They just walk right through. Lots of loyal guards dying. 100 humans getting caught by the double pike march. Pike march catching the side here for AAA. AAA crushing it on the left-hand side. They've committed. They're going in. The Metallators doing absolutely nothing right now. Coming in at the very end when the infantry battle has already begun. Quite heavy losses, but this contingent taking lots of damage themselves. But Nafan Guard's Metallators need to keep up. The problem is that you're going to get some reinforcements on the backside. I would definitely keep one of the Imperial Pikes protecting the rear, because you got the rear going to come up. They've already turned around. They've seen it. Here comes some more Tundra humans. So you have an Imperial Pike walk? Yes, you do. Tundra humans do go down. Nice catch. But a second one is coming in. And a second Imperial Pike march. Nicely done. But Tundra humans are still coming in. They can still force their way, but that Imperial Pike walk is still ongoing. Catching 3 Tundra humans for 2. Oh, I take that back. Nafan Guards and Metallators are in threat. We're killing off the remainder of whatever that was. Nafan Guards going to fight off against some Berserkers, but this is going to be even worse. Berserkers are tanky little buggers. Nafan Guards don't exactly do a lot of damage, but they do pure damage. When I mean pure damage, it means that they do 600 flat damage. Nothing they hit can mitigate it. Not to my knowledge. Even damage resistance doesn't work. Very unfortunately, the contingent on the left-hand side finally gets wiped off, but a sacrifice of 300 humans will will definitely come back if they can make it up onto the wall. But in the meantime, again, Siege Towers not making up the wall. AAA, you need to act. You need to find an alternative. The left-hand side push. What were you doing in the meantime? I think there were other battles happening, but I didn't get to see them. Pike walks just in time, indeed, Almus. Unfortunately, the Tundra humans did mess up the remainder of what was there. The unfortunate thing is that even if the Imperial Pike Watch catches the charge, Tundra humans can still force their way through, and especially if they're bottom line Tundra humans, they won't go down easy. Those Falconettis have done their duty, even if they get trebbed just there. I don't believe that AAA's got a lot of time. They're just going to let AAA take the A point without a fight. But when it comes to the ground battle, having lost those 3 Tundra humans, 2 other Tundra humans as well, when that left side push, I think Renegade might be looking scared, mainly because they're going to be low on Tundra humans, low on cavalry. I don't know why you sent your Iron Pagodas in. Iron Pagodas definitely are pretty weak this season. Every other Sword and Shield unit looking much stronger. Namcan's probably in a good position. Imperial Pike Watch catching those Tundra humans right now. Well done, but I think good wipeout by both of those Alphabadiers as well. This is where you can do a switcheroo. Although you're getting shot, you're getting wounded, no one's dying just yet. Massive push towards the left-hand side. This is good. AAA, go, go, go. The more you slow down, the more time you give the enemy to react. The enemy hasn't spotted just yet. Reinforcements better turn around. Your rear guard better hold on. Hold on as long as you can. There's only 4 guys here at the left-hand side. You can definitely overwhelm them. Imperial Pikes are ready. But the enemy from the right-hand side are definitely catching up. Be fast. Quickly secure this supply point. Push them out. Use everything. Use your resources. But the rear guard definitely... Those Imperial Pikes just fight the Fortebraccio. It's running away, but the muskets are chasing them down with the Fortebraccio. Here comes the response. They do capture the left-hand side. Tundra humans smacks right into the center. Finally gets stopped. Trying to just force their way through, but there's so many Pike units. Loyal guards are going to sacrifice their lives to hold back the point. Renegade cutting off the cavalry infantry going towards the base point, but the base point's already secured. Winged Hussars crashing in, but doesn't look like a clean hit. A lot of death happening on the left-hand side. Right-hand side gets captured. A good sacrifice for AAA. The only problem here is that without infantry reinforcements, they have 4 minutes 30. This is where you pull back. Reestablish your dominance. But maybe they'll fight on. There's only village watchmen stopping them at the base point. Tertials moving up. Tundra humans will definitely not go down just yet. Tundra humans is going to have to turn around, face those tertials. You're going to have to fear something in a second. Fortebraccios are coming in fast. They're trying to keep the pressure up. But the Tundra humans do get wiped off. You only have one chance and one chance only. You're 5 heroes down. Slow down, AAA. You have a little bit of time. It's not a lot. But you can make it. 2 more of your guys did spawn in. Unfortunately, Renegade has all 15 players up. They have the supply point closer towards them. Metallitor's doing some preliminary fire. No infantry support means that they're going to get dived. What are you doing? You're going to lose one of your most valuable units. Or maybe it was just a massive bait. The short sword might go down here. They're aiming him pretty hard. This Maul comes in with a big smack, followed up by a ground shaker. I mean, an earth splitter. I don't remember. Two of TripleA's heroes going down. It was a bait, but I didn't know who was baiting who. Another one goes down. This is bad. Stop making bad exchanges. These loyal guards have already engaged. They're just going straight in. They're going to brace on the spot. A forward attack from Renegades going to waste time here. Those heroes do have respawns, but it does look like one of them did permadeath. Tertial's in their element. No shields in front. Sorry. Enemy, they're shooting directly into Pike. Pikes have no shield, so they can't block ranged hitters. Why did the Palace Guards pull off? You have Tertials to protect. The tidal wave is going to be all they've got. Let's see how well this goes. Grape shots are coming in. Metallitor fire are coming in. Too many heroes just died. I think a couple of them just got grape shot to the face there. But the sheer mass of infantry. What are you aiming at? Who did that, Treb? Rubel, you are terrible at aiming. Fortebraccio at the front. And Halberdier Sergeants at the front. This is not looking good. Some Winged Hussars in the back. I don't think Renegade is... I think Renegade's going to hold the defense. TripleA is going to get flanked in the back. And they're going to get cleaned up off this base point. I think I'm going to call it there. Without the ability to set up... without the time to set up another attack. TripleA definitely losing a lot of their heroes there. Was a terrible, terrible mistake, accident, event. Losing those three heroes in a chase was their mistake. Unfortunately, that is it for AAA. They're going to lose their attack. But stay tuned. We still have the Valley Fortress attack for Renegade. If AAA holds their attack, they can send it down to a field battle. This Treb will catch some Fortebraccios here. Well, I think it's Fortebraccios. Whew. A lot of mistakes coming out for AAA. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next battle, but definitely Renegade being in the advantage, having the attack being on Valley Fortress. We've seen very strong defenses on Valley Fortress. This is the second match, Fyro. Just in time. Well, not just in time. You've already missed the first match. HypaHypa, the defending champions, just got kicked out by Game. It was a 2-1, so they both won their attacks. Coming down to the field battle, HypaHypa lost the field battle. So Game is top 4. The defending champions did not even get a chance. Didn't even make it very far in defending their title. So yeah, HypaHypa lost. We won't get to see We won't get to see HypaHypa anymore in this season. Although there is Renegade here. We've seen Renegade before, although they did only make it to third, I believe. It's still they're still doing better than HypaHypa, but Renegade this next match, Renegade is in this match here, so probably the 8th of the 7th. When I say 8th of the 7th, I mean the 8th of July. Maybe. Not confirmed. Leaks tell us that it's 8th is planned for the 8th of the 7th. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Please follow Fyro for more tournament for some more tournament coverage. Otherwise, you can also follow me, Azakai, on my own channel. That's a lot of tournaments. I know. We've already gone through the AP tournament. This is the SA second stage. We also have MENA tournament next week, and also the My.com tournament already started. I mean, not already started. Starting tomorrow, and there's the cross server tournaments that we still have no idea about. So we have at least 2 whole weeks of just tournaments. Oh, feels like this season's gone on for ages. We're in the we're in the like post season right now where all the tournament is happening and a lot is happening. I'm very excited to see all of these teams clash. I like the contest of skill and strategy, mostly the strategy. No problem, Almus. I'll catch you in a few minutes then. I hope you enjoy the show. I enjoy the commentary. Just waiting on the next battle to begin. Thank you very much, Strawboy. I try my best. I do love commentating for this tournament. I have been practicing. This is probably the third season I've been commentating for this tournament. And it would be the second season since they've been calling it the Conqueror's Blade League. I will continue to cover this game's tournaments for my future career. I do enjoy it. I was just very still. I am Drax. I have mastered the art of moving so incredibly slowly, and it's almost like I'm not here at all. Oh my god, that was terrible as well. It's because you have like this still background, there's nothing moving, so it's just like, what is happening? Is it frozen? That was just Guardians of the Galaxy thing. I forgot what the quote was. It was just like, I am invisible. I have mastered the art of moving so incredibly slowly, or something. I forget what it's called. I forget the quote. Sorry. Anyway, we have Renegade attacking on Valley Fortress again. The Valley Fortress picks haven't really came out very well for anyone else besides game last well game last match. So Renegade, let's see if you can also win the Valley Fortress. Otherwise, everyone else besides Game has lost on Valley Fortress attack. Tundra Humans coming out in spades for both teams, in fact. There we go. I've mastered. I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still that I become invisible to the eye. Watch. You're eating Zagnuts. Your movement is so slow that it's imperceivable. My movement. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just bad with quotes. Nah, my memory's just bad. That's how it goes. Everything goes over my head, man. Sarcasm doesn't work on me. I'm too literal. Or not literal enough? Talator is being used to take out those starting cannons. Definitely in a dangerous spot. Those cannons could definitely shoot back at those Metallictors if they wanted to. Doing well so far, taking out those beginning artillery. TripleA looks to wanting to defend the A point. Normally we see a full-on retreat for Asia Pacific, setting up super hard on the C point. But the South America division definitely likes to try to defend the A point, although it's not particularly that good defending the A point. An organized attack can crush the defenders in a one-on-one. I do think so. The defenders never wants to be caught in a position where they have to face the defenders head on. You always want to sandwich them between two flanks. Left side siege tower gets up. Middle side siege tower gets up. Right hand siege tower are almost gonna make it, but it does look like they're concentrating their fire. They sacrifice some culverins to destroy it. Will it work? I don't think so, because it's not. Oh no, it just got on fire. And you missed. How could you miss? It was 3 feet in front of you. I guess he just gave up. Is the A point? No! Massive retreat! Seen it before, seen it every time. A point and B point does look like it's going to get captured fairly easily. Massive retreat coming out from AAA. Hard pointing at the C point is very classic strategy. Oh man, watching the South America tournament, I'm just been like, you always make mistake. This is mistake here. This mistake there. Why are you not good? Why are you so bad? You bad at video games. I send you to college for these. You need to work harder. Looks like Imperial Pikes and Loyal Guard's going to get hit by a Treb. Massive into the center. Huge losses. This Treb has just worked out massively. I think that just cleaved in half an entire. Oh my god. I think half a Loyal Guard and half an Imperial Pike just got wiped off the map just now. That Treb was huge. This is the tournament. Your regular sieges cannot compare to what these guys have to face and what these guys can pull off. First of all, one of the classic strategies. Whoa, there's no Dutchie! What are you doing? Well, I think he's gonna die in a second. And he did. As I was saying. Nah, maybe they got hit by a Trev on purpose to lull them into a sense of victory when their defeat is close at hand. The mortaring has begun. Heavy mortars coming in, hitting this left-hand side loyal guards as well. Definitely want to take out the fire pots on either side. Never want to deal with those. Those are easy to take out as you're a musket. These NAM cans. What are you going to do with 6 NAM cans? Rubel! You did very well with your 100 humans, but you're doing really crappy with your 6 NAM cans here. When you play Nodachi, sometimes... NAM cans? NAM cans. NAM cons. Namcons? Namcons? I've been calling them Namcans all this entire time. I should be calling them Namcons. Namcons. Con. Namcon. Namcan. Namcan. Ah, I'm new as fuck. Oh, sorry. Okay, so sorry. Na it's Namcon, and they're season 1 archer units that causes bleed, and everyone hates them because their bleed stacks up to like 10 times, causing like 200 damage every second for 15 seconds. So it does like 2,000 damage a second for 15 seconds, so you're dead. Oh yeah, it's fucking annoying. It's actually it's actually every 3 seconds, so the bleed damage gets up to like 2k, and you might get an extra tickle there. So it'll take off like 12. If you get full stacks, it'll take off like 12,000. Ah, yeah, they're pretty cheap as well. You get them from season 1. So if you know how to change seasons, just go to season 1. They're in there. I'll hate you for using them. The C point did look like it got a little bit of cap. The mortaring has been semi-effective, but you guys got to do something soon. You're running the clock down while doing nothing. I've seen better strategies attacking this Valley Fortress than you guys right now. Because you're hitting a lot of nothing. Just gonna be a little bit too judgmental today, aren't I? But it's to be expected. Valley Fortress is not exactly the easiest place to take, especially when it comes down to the C point. Your only 2 main avenues is the south side stairs and the west side stairs. West side stairs are going to be difficult, but not as hard as the south side stairs. South side stairs lead directly towards the supply point, while the west side stairs lead to a T junction that can definitely get you flanked hard. But the south side stairs leading towards directly to the supply point mean that you can classically, nor you just get shot by Metallators and ran down by Winged Hussars if you go up the south side stairs. Namcons shooting directly down towards these Tundra humans. These things are taking shots. There's quite a few Namcons. I think there's at least 2 sets of Namcons shooting. The worst thing is that Namcons do so little damage, you don't even notice that you've been hit a couple times until it starts ticking down real fast. Imperial Pikes aiming for the Tundra humans, catching the Tundra humans. Winged Hussars in the... Wait, nope. Those are not Winged Hussars in the back. But Winged Hussars coming out for Tundra humans now charging for the defenders. Smashing right down through the center, but more Winged Hussars coming up. You needed to send them all the way through. Unfortunate. Whoa! An Imperial Pike marching in the center of that does catch the Tundra humans, but those Winged Hussars just standing still. Very unfortunate. At the end of their charge, should have tried to throw their charge as far as possible. They'll get this supply point. Losing this supply point is going to be pretty massive for TripleA. TripleA trying to come up behind them, but it's not going to work. They'll capture this supply point, resupply, and smash the defenders at the C point. This is the second time I've seen a swift supply point take. Nicely done. Whoa! Tundra humans versus Tundra humans. A charge versus a Snowwalker. You're going to lose out. Getting smashed to pieces right there. TripleA trying to do a mass retreat. Getting trebbed. Good prediction. How well did those 6 Namcons do for you, Rubel? They're now dead. These Imperial Pikes catching on the backside. I don't think he's supported this Jewel Blade going in deep, but he does go down. And so does his Imperial Pikes. A little bit of a waste, but I don't think it's going to matter in the grander scheme of things. We still have a almost 200 unit advantage. 150 if I was to be closer. Maybe. The bleed damage is pretty obnoxious. But you normally see the debuff at the very least. In the meantime, another unit was lost. What are they sacrificing? Winged Hussars, are you really going to take the charge? Well, there was only 2 of them, so I guess it didn't matter too much. These Berserkers are a pain in the ass, as to be expected. They're just going to wipe this Palace Guard, and I think... Ooh, does get knocked down, but reinforcements from Loyal Guards and Expedition Knights do wipe off the remaining. Tundra humans are going to try to catch them. Unfortunately, they evacuated the area. Tundra humans just going to force their way through. But Loyal Guards do brace in time. Every single Tundra human just killing themselves on the pointy end of a stick. In the meantime, we've seen a massive push through the main gate. Loyal Guard versus Fort of Russia. Loyal Guards should win that. Expedition Knights try to just bypass the infantry line. Here comes a Winged Hussars from the side, doing amazing. Wipes off the Alp Halberdiers and some Namcons. Flamethrowers laying down the flame curtains, but it hits nothing. What were you aiming at? Palace Guards doing their best to hold the line. These tertials are open. A couple of them do go down. Fort of Russia's turn around or put in an attack mode because your Loyal Guards and your targets are on your left. On your left? Palace Guards still holding strong against this pack of Loyal Guards, but they're just kind of not even poking each other anymore. I think the hero for the Loyal Guards did go down. Exchanges are terrible. I think that trap may be a little bit too close. I don't think that's going to come in at all. The exchanges are going in the defender's favor, but here, lots of grape shots. Whoa! We're looking at like 6 grape shots being deployed for the defenders. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to throw units in if they keep getting stuck on these grape shots. I think the attack is stalling. Where's your units? Where's your reinforcements? This loyal guard is still alive. Here comes some Imperial Pikes. Probably gonna. Where's your march? Why aren't you marching? They just sent them in there. At least attack. Oh no, the free Imperial Pikes. I might have to. Well, down goes all of the grape shots. Renegade's attack is failing hard right now. I think they just need to reorganize. Another trip comes in. They need to deal with those Nafan guards. They need to deal with those Metallators. At the start of the season, you want to use units with fire. Because nothing has fireproof at the start of the season. And it's hilarious watching entire armies just get burned down. The only time water balloons are useful is when there's no one with fireproof. Alright, does look like Renegade takes a step back. Just a little bit. We got some climb here on the east side wall. Climbing up with Pike Militia. They'll still have to deal with the loyal guards is Namkans! Well, Namkans. Shooting! Where's your bleed? Oh, there we go. They activated just now. The reason you can tell if it's bleed or not is that if it leaves a trail. If it doesn't leave a black trail, the bleed hasn't been activated. Whoa! TripleA deciding to fight them up on the wall. Loyal guards in a tight area. It's going to definitely be super annoying to deal with. Berserkers also going to just get completely killed from hyperdensity. You would back off. I would back off. Loyal guards in a tight space like this are almost impossible to deal with. Hyperdensity is a murder. They're just losing ground as this loyal guard keeps rebracing. They even have Nafan guards in the back. They've already lost a lot of their valuable units. Loyal guards, too OP. When they're in their element, they're almost unstoppable. No problem, Almus. You can always watch it later. I upload all my streams onto YouTube. Those Nafan guards doing work, but those loyal guards are probably doing the heavy lifting. My goodness. That hyperdensity is a nightmare to deal with, especially in a tight wall like that. A rush towards the base point has begun for Renegade, running very low on units. I don't think I see any units, just heroes coming out from Renegade right now. I don't believe Renegade's going to win the attack. Both sides losing their attacks. With less than a minute 40 to go, 260 units. It's just going to be a manhunt for TripleA. It will come down to a field battle. Although they did take the sea pretty easily. Does look like the small losses did accumulate enough. I think the sacrifices of the heroes was the main issue. I think heroes not using their units effectively, especially since they couldn't get past those loyal guards. If you ever want to make a kill zone is with loyal guards. Loyal guards are the best offensive slash defensive units. They've got a combination of both. They deal enough damage to be afraid of, and they also are tanky enough to hold the line against any infantry, except those that are specialized to deal with shields, which is mostly any swords and shield nowadays. Here comes Sally out for the last 5 seconds. One by one, the Renegade is hunted down. 7 left, and the red team wins. 1-all, both winning the defense. Gonna come down to a field battle. We're gonna see who's better at cavalry. Field battle are wide and open, meaning that hyper density is less of a issue. Loyal guards will probably not be seen, but I have seen loyal guards be put to good use sometimes on a field battle, although they have been shortly wiped off the map. The moment they appear, they just get hit from the side. But I have seen some heavy infantry heavy teams win out on field battles, normally because they kill all of the cavalry. Field battles are either about attrition or about winning the engagements. If you win the engagement, you win the game. You can't lose too many engagements either, and you gotta make sure you gotta trade evenly at the very least. Never trade down. If you ever trade at a loss, it's going to be the worst. continuous SR charges is a strategy, although it's a very costly strategy. Yep, we're just waiting on the last battle between TripleA and Renegade. It is the field battle, Almus. It is a field battle. We're just waiting. Just waiting, 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 waiting. It's going to be a long stream again. I don't know why South America takes so long to set up. Maybe it's because of the milliseconds. Here we go. Apparently these two are from the same house. Really? If they're from the same house, that would be... So it really doesn't matter who wins. I wouldn't be surprised either. I don't think they're from the same house. I think they would be from the same alliance. Going with a lot of cavalry, winged hussars. Not very many golden caps coming up for TripleA. TripleA deciding to go with a couple of infantries. Hey, I don't like grassland assault either, but this is what the tiebreaker is. Someone bringing Nafan guards out. That's an interesting pick. Ah, I see. Well, Don Bodie actually plays on the South America server, so he probably knows better than we do. Two guys from TripleA just instantly going down. Here comes some Monastic Knights up through the center. Doesn't look like any counter charges, but they do get flamed. Iron Pagoda's going in with Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike has been fairly weak lately, although it's still nasty to deal with. These flames are shooting everywhere, but they have been doing well for themselves, haven't they? Imperial Pike straight into a Loyal Guard. Probably not the smartest of moves, but we've got cavalry. Tundra humans coming in from the side, sweeping that B point really easily. I think another Tundra human just goes right by. I think a massive miss. Here comes some Tundra humans in the back, gonna hit these Nafan Guards and Imperial Pikemen. Down goes the Nafan Guards and Imperial Pikemen, but lots of Tundra humans just trading all over the place. Does look more blue than red right now. We got some Winged Hussars sweeping on through. Two sets of Tundra humans just rocked up at the B point the moment those Winged Hussars came through. Grape Shot being deployed by Renegade. Does look like red is dominating, but here comes more reinforcement. Those Tundra humans catching. Wow, coming in from the side, from the front. We've got Winged Hussars, more Tundra humans. This is just a wave back and forth of cavalry right now. But we do know for a fact that once, I do think the AAA does not have as many cavalry as Renegade does. That's going to definitely bite them in the ass. Some just Village Watchmen. Village Watchmen can block a charge from Tundra humans, but not from a Winged Hussar. Winged Hussars do try to clear off again. Just cycle charging one after another. Here comes some top line Fire Lancers. This is a devastating flame assault. That flame assault is extremely underutilized. Definitely should use it more. Winged Hussars just coming in from the front. Oh, well, from the behind, and Tundra humans coming in from behind, but the Winged Hussars win out, of course. In a charge battle, Winged Hussars are king. Here comes some Winged Hussars coming out from Renegade. Wow, the exchange is going evenly right now, and we got some Iron Cap swordsmen. The tide is changing in towards AAA. I think it's going to be for a fact that AAA is dragging it with their... unfortunately, the Netherlands Cavalry do go down. I do love to see Fire Lancers be utilized. Unfortunately, they do not get more than 2 shots off. We've got some Halberdier Sergeants and Pike Militia holding on strong. B point finally getting captured by someone. Renegade losing out most of their cavalry. I don't think they've got very much cavalry left. They're going to be put on the back foot. Short Sword sacrifices his life in order to hold the B point just for that extra few seconds, but it does not look like Renegade is going in. It's all or nothing for Renegade now. Got 7 minutes 30. Well, it's not actually all or nothing just yet. You gotta eat the timer down. It's gonna be all or nothing for Renegade because they gotta get that C point. They have the C point. They either have to get the A or the B point. Renegade should have quite a bit more cavalry than AAA, but the constant exchange of cavalry does make it hard to say, wow, a lot of winged hussars. We got 3 sets of winged hussars. We got Tundra humans still in play for Renegade, so they definitely have the cavalry. The only question is whether or not AAA can hold against this mass of cavalry. They only have to defend the A and the B point. But because they don't have a lot of cavalry on their own, reinforcements to one of the sides will be slow. It will be slow. So, AAA definitely gonna react fast the moment they see Renegade go for one or the other point. Renegade needs to commit to one of the points. 900 units for both sides, but the advantage is in AAA's favor, having a double cap right now. We got some winged hussars scaring off. Whoa! I thought he was going to charge in through. This rock being very annoying. Looks like those winged hussars do get cleaned up. Or single charge on those Northernlands cavalry. Will do a little bit of damage, but not a lot. Probably taking out a third of their health at most. We're ticking down the clock. We've got 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. With the base point refreshed yet again, Renegade is still looking for the small engagements to win out. But as the time ticks down, Renegade's going to have to eventually go in with a double cap from TripleA. They will have to engage at some point. Perna Shelby loses his horse. Gonna be a while for him to pick one up. Maybe that'll be an advantage. We got a Hawacha being deployed by Megu Monday. More Hawachas. Hawachas are great. They can suppress an area. They can annoy the shit out of cavalry. TripleA trying to catch this Jewel Blade at the back here. Not sure what he's doing. Renegade coming in with the winged hussars from behind. Going for the tertials. Tertials get smacked. Pike Militia at the front. Going to engage on the line. Do they still have charge? No. Just going in with their swords. Namcans get completely wiped off just there with that belly flop. The B point getting heavily concentrated now. Might be a bit early, but it's never too late for a fight. Renegade has the dominance here at the B point, but reinforcements coming in from AAA is coming in. We got Alpalbadiers making up there first. A grape shot just instantly annihilate him, though. The cavalry is sweeping up all the infantry. Pike Militia, well, Imperial Pikemen cannot stand against them. But here comes a winged hussar charge. Oh, it gets slowed massively. I think it just got hit by a caltrop that just despawned as they charged in. Trying to use those whole watches as best they can. Grape shots being shot, destroying the heroes. 8 heroes down, 7 heroes to go. 650 units for AAA, but the B point is capped. Could not hold. A stream of infantry trying to make their way towards the B point. The B point actually holds. We got a winged hussar just walking around. They just walked around. Berserkers now incoming. They're going to be very difficult for cavalry to deal with, especially Northernlands cavalry. Northernlands cavalry don't particularly do that much damage. Rattan marksmen. You need to group them up in order to do massive damage. Tundra human following the heroes, keeping them distracted. 2 minutes 40 to go. I do think Renegade's on the back foot here. Where's your reinforcements? Go get more units. You have time. You have the ability to get more units. It's going to be a stream of units from AAA. AAA doing the right thing, but that may be because they actually died. A lot of these Renegade folks haven't died, so they didn't go back to grab units. Now they're dying. Only 10 heroes from Renegade. It was close. But the B point is captured again by TripleA. Am I going to see returning teams lose again? We've seen HypaHypa lose out on the field battle. Are we going to see Renegade lose out on the field battle? Down goes a Pike Militia. We've got so many Tundra Humans coming out for AAA. Do we have no more cavalry coming out from Renegade? Renegade has 600 units left, but why do I not see any of them on the field? A minute 30 to go. AAA catching every single hero and unit that heads towards this B point. Heroes without units. Where are your units? Apparently they're getting killed. There goes another Pike Militia. Got a minute 10 to go. It takes around about 20 seconds in order to cap the point if you got 3 or more heroes on it. Hawacha shooting down. It will do quite a bit of damage. But unfortunately, we're not seeing the infantry going to make it in time. Nothing strong. We're going to have to deal with the very difficult... Whoa! Actually, those are Monastic Knights coming out from Renegade. Might be able to turn the tide. 40 seconds to go. Need to clear off the enemy in 20 seconds. Nah, but I do believe those Alpha Halberdiers, those 100 humans, are going to survive just long enough. 32 seconds to go. Those Village Watchmen not going to do enough damage. It's just going to be a melee mash until the very end. We got Tundra Humans just wiping the floor with these Village Watchmen as well. Heroes couldn't cut it. The units couldn't cut it. And Renegade could not cut it. Does look like AAA is going to win the field battle. I congratulate them on being the top 4 of the South America division. Unfortunately for Renegade, this is where your journey ends. I do believe that is all the battles for today. But just to close off, we had HypaHypa versus Game with 1-2. HypaHypa losing out on the field battle. HypaHypa attacking Harbor City, winning the attack, and Game winning the attack on Valley Fortress. Then we had the Renegade versus TripleA battle, with TripleA winning out on the field battle, both losing their attacks. Renegade losing their attack on the Harbor City, and wait, no. I am now getting confused. Let me just double check that. AAA losing their attack on the Harbor City, and Renegade losing their attack on the Valley Fortress. Again, what's with the Harbor City and Valley Fortress picks? Anyway, tomorrow we should get to see... Tomorrow morning for the South America tournament. If I could just find my schedule. And I wish they would just bring it up sometimes. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to find the next battles tomorrow, because I should have them somewhere. And apparently I don't. Let's see if my memory will save me. So... Nope, my memory will not save me. Anyway, thanks for sticking... There's nothing tonight. Nothing tonight. Yeah, Almas. There will be I will be commentating the South America division every morning until the weekend. I mean, it goes on until the weekend. I think the last day for the SA is the 26th, which will be the 27th for us in the morning. Ooh. But besides all that, thanks for sticking around, guys. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. Please follow Fyro or myself. My name's Azakai. Follow the streams if you want to see more coverage of the tournament. But other than that, I'm going to. Where's your link? Where's my link? Sorry. Ah! Yes, please follow. Please follow my channel or Fyro's channel. If you want to see more of the commentator for the tournament, I will stream on Fyro's channel every time there are drops. But it does look like there's a lot of drops happening for this entire week. But that is all the matches for today, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for more battles for the SA tournament. With that done, my name's Azakai. Have a nice day. Bye, guys.